Today's topic is about post-translational modification. Translation means simple protein formation from the RNA. Now, this post-translational modification that is also categorized in a two group, reversible and irreversible. Reversible include disulfide bridge formation, glycosylation, phosphorylation, acylation and acetylation, ADP ribosylation, while irreversible changes like proteolysis, ubiquitination, lysine hydroxylation, proline hydroxylation and methylation. Now, further in detail of post-translational modification, which include particularly proteolytic cleavage. Simple, you are knowing that so many hormone and enzymes are produced in a precursor molecule form, and as per the need in the body, they will be converted into the active molecule. So here, best example, that is conversion of pre-proinsulin to the proinsulin and to the insulin. So initially there is a molecule of the pre-proinsulin. From that pre-proinsulin, some polypeptide chain is removed and finally making a proinsulin. Still here a single polypeptide chain. From that C peptide region will be removed from the proinsulin and mature insulin is generated. So that is example of the proteolytic cleavage or proteolytic breakdown. Further, modification of amino acid, that is also one type of the post-translational modification, in that it is including gamma carboxylation of glutamic acid residue, particular in the protein glutamic acid or glutamate is present, and over that carboxylation reaction will occur. So that will occur over the prothrombin, that is one of the clotting factor, and it will occur under the influence of vitamin K. So that modification over the protein is occur under the influence of vitamin K. So that is important post-translational modification, and it is needed for the activity of that clotting factor. Further, hydroxylation of proline and lysine in collagen with the help of vitamin C. So this hydroxylation is very important process over the collagen for the strengthening of the collagen fiber, but it is occur with the help of vitamin C, and that is also once protein is synthesized, it is occurring. So it is called as a post-translational modification. Another one, that is phosphorylation of hydroxyl group of serine and threonine as well as tyrosine by kinesis type of enzyme. Simple example, that is glycogen phosphorylase. So many enzymes, they will be remain active or inactive phase according to the phosphorylation. So that is also important modification of the amino acid for the various activity of the enzyme. Now one more, that is co-translational glycosylation. So carbohydrate are attached to the serine or threonine residue. So serine and threonine, that is hydroxyl group containing amino acid, so it is making O-glycosidic linkage, and to asparagine and glutamine residue through the N-glycosidic linkage, which are containing amide group. So there is a O-glycosidic and N-glycosidic linkage where glycosylation will occur, and that is also sometimes very useful for the protein targeting. So this carboxylation, hydroxylation as well as that glycosylation, these are the important modification of the amino acid. Apart from that, two more important, that is acetylation and methylation, which is occurring particularly over the lysine residue of the histone. Histone is a nucleoprotein, so that will modulate transcriptional activity of the chromatin. Acetylation increase the transcription and deacetylation represses the transcription. That is simply on and off of the particular gene, and that is possible with the help of acetylation and methylation. So that is also important modification of amino acid as a part of post-translational modification. So we have seen that proteolytic cleavage and modification of amino acid. One more, that is subunit aggregation. So many protein, they are in a quaternary structure where particular more than one polypeptide chain joined and making a one functional protein. So simple example are immunoglobulin, where two heavy and two light chain are there, in hemoglobin where two alpha, two beta or two gamma chain will be there, and maturation of the collagen where subunit aggregation is needed. So here example of hemoglobin as well as example of immunoglobulin. So once that aggregation of different polypeptide chain, then functional or mature protein is generated. So that is also considered a post-translational, means once mature protein is generated, functional protein formation with the help of subunit aggregation. Now, failure of this post-translational modification affects the normal function of many proteins. Simple, two alpha chain is there but beta chain is not available, then this protein is not able to function properly, or not function is not there. So for example, poor cross-linking of the collagen in scurvy, since ascorbic acid is required for the hydroxylation of proline and lysine. So here if vitamin C is not there, then hydroxylation of proline and lysine, that is post-translational modification, will not occur. So collagen cross linking will not be proper, so this collagen is a easily broken down and scurvy type of disease will develop. So that is also one type of the post translational modification is not occurring and creating disease. Now, apart from that, subunit aggregation, proteolytic cleavage, and modification of amino acid, protein folding, that is also important. So mostly this protein that is in a quaternary or tertiary structure for the active or functional category. So when a protein is being synthesized, it may assume different three-dimensional structure, out of which only one will have the biological activity. Abnormal folding of protein may lead to the protein misfolding disease, and that is called a prion disease. So chaperones help to produce the correct spatial arrangement of the protein. So what is the meaning of chaperone? It means the elderly lady in charge of unmarried girls on social occasions. So chaperone attach on the nascent polypeptide or newly synthesized protein and prevent wrong foldings, so that folding is allowed only in the correct direction. So that is most important, and that will occur with the help of chaperone in our body. If it is not occur, that can lead to the prion disease. Some example like Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease as well as Kuru disease, that is the example of the prion disease. Now in this protein folding, you have to also remember these chaperone help in the assembly of tertiary and quaternary structure of the protein, means functional type of the protein formation. Now, if it is not occur, then chaperonopathies are disorder occurred as a resulting of a sick chaperone or improper chaperone activity that is leading to the so many disease and combinedly called as a chaperonopathies. So these diseases are progressing with the age and they are very fatal in nature. So that's all about the post-translational modification. You have to remember proteolytic cleavage, modification of amino acid, subunit aggregation, and protein folding.